Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever looked at your photos and thought, man, this doesn't look like an $800 camera, especially at night, yeah, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're unlocking industry-leading camera features on the phone you already own without spending a single dime. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the smartphone camera gap, figure out what GCam 10 actually is, do a quick safety reality check, walk through 7 easy steps to install it, and finally, check out some real-world results. All right, let's dive right into Section 1, the smartphone camera gap. So why do cheaper Pixel phones take better photos than your flagship? Seriously, it's a question that drives mobile photography fans absolutely crazy. You drop, what, 6, 7, maybe $800 on a top-tier phone, and your low-light shots still turn out like a grainy, blurry mess compared to a budget Pixel that costs literally half the price. It's super frustrating to feel like you're missing out on those perfect evening portraits. The difference is honestly night and day. On a standard stock camera, you often get a blurry, grainy disaster, blown out highlights, practically zero dynamic range. It's like it was shot with a potato. But with GCam 10, you get unbelievably crisp details, thanks to features like HDR+, night sight, and even astrophotography mode. And here's the crazy part. It's not the physical hardware holding your phone back. Google essentially locks their advanced computational photography algorithms away from non-Pixel devices. Your hardware is completely capable. It's just the software that's playing keep away. Which brings us to Section 2. What exactly is GCam 10? Put simply, GCam 10 is an unofficial software port. Some incredibly dedicated developers took Google's actual Pixel camera app and modified it to bypass those hardware restrictions. They use something called the Camera2 API, which is basically a bridge that brings those coveted, industry-leading Pixel features straight to your non-Pixel device. It's literally tricking those advanced algorithms into running on your specific hardware. Now, here is a wild stat. A massive 78% of Android 10 Plus devices sold since 2022 actually support the framework needed to run this. 78%. That means there's a very, very high probability that the phone sitting in your pocket right now is perfectly capable of running GCam 10. You just haven't unlocked the door yet. And this timeline proves GCam isn't some sketchy fly-by-night hack. It's a mature, incredibly robust software ecosystem. Think about it. Back in 2020, we started seeing the first widespread ports of night sight. Fast forward past some major UI overhauls in 2023, and here we are in 2026, where GCam 10 is integrating cutting-edge AI features, refining HDR+ algorithms, and supporting over 200 different device configurations. It is constantly evolving. All right, let's pivot to Section 3. The safety reality check. Now, I know downloading unofficial software sounds a bit nerve-wracking, but the crucial factor here is exactly where you get your download. If you're grabbing files from random APK sites, yeah, you're looking at a 15% malware rate. But if you stick to trusted, verified repositories like APK Mirror or Celso Azevedo's GCam Hub, your risk of malware plummets to 0.03%. That's virtually zero, folks. The danger really isn't the app itself. It's getting it from shady, unverified sources. Because the maintainers of these verified hubs do not mess around with security. Just like Celso Azevedo, the maintainer of the main GCam hub, says, their job is to make powerful, computational photography accessible while being totally transparent about limitations. These trusted sites use cryptographic signatures to make absolutely sure you're downloading safe, untampered files straight from the developers. They actively match developer keys, so you know for a fact the file hasn't been maliciously altered. Now that we know it's safe, when done right, of course, let's get hands-on with Section 4, 7 steps to install. We're going to break this down into 2 super simple phases. Phase 1 is all about prep and verification. Step 1, just confirm your phone's compatibility using a free app like Camera2 API Probe. Step 2, download the APK exclusively from a verified source like APK Mirror or Celso's Hub. Step 3, make sure the file size actually matches the official listing. There's usually about a tiny 5 megabyte tolerance for config files. And Step 4, for total peace of mind, just run that downloaded file through VirusTotal before you do anything else. Okay, moving into Phase 2, the actual installation. Step 1 here is making sure Google Play Protect is enabled for an extra layer of real-time scanning. Step 2, install the app and grant it basic permissions. It really should only ask for camera, storage, and optionally location if you want geotagging. Finally, Step 3, and honestly, this is the absolute secret sauce right here. Load a device-specific config file from the hub. Doing this one little step boosts app stability by an impressive 40% and optimizes everything perfectly for your exact phone model. And finally, let's check out Section 5, Real-World Results. Get this, extensive testing from the XDA developers community shows an average 65% improvement in low-light photo quality when using this app over stock cameras. 65%. That is not some subtle little tweak you have to squint to see. That is a massive, transformative difference in how your memories look when the lights go down. Let's actually look at how this plays out in real life. Out to dinner in a dimly lit restaurant, night sight kicks in and gives you that 65% detail boost. Snapping portraits of your friends? GCam's enhanced edge detection is 94% accurate, so it separates the subject from the background perfectly, no dedicated telephoto lens required. Taking shots of high-contrast landscapes? HDR Plus steps up with 12+ stops of dynamic range, completely rescuing blown-out skies and crushed shadows. And my personal favorite, with astrophotography mode, you can literally capture handheld photos of the stars. Stock cameras simply cannot do that without a tripod and manual settings. But you know what the absolute best part of all this is? You don't even have to choose. Android lets multiple camera apps run side by side perfectly fine. You can keep your stock camera app right there on your home screen for quick videos or brand-specific ultra-wide features. But right next to it, you keep GCam 10 ready to go, guaranteeing stunning, hyper-detailed photos whenever you hit tricky lighting or high-contrast scene. It's literally the best of both worlds. By combining your current phone's hardware with Google's world-class computational photography software, you are essentially getting a free upgrade to a flagship camera experience. So now that you've unlocked the true potential of the device you already own, I've got to ask, what incredible, perfectly lit moment are you going to capture first?